Yo, yo, yo. What's up, guys? I see everyone's in the room. We got people in the room already, and we just turned on. So I want to say hello and good Friday to you. It's a little bit late today. Normally, we come on live every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and answer your questions. Today was a little slow, but all for good reasons. So we're going to talk about summer body, the summer body prep guide, or the mentality to get your summer body ready. Because we know right now you're not ready. You're not ready to take your shirt off and impress that girl on the beach. Right now, you're not really feeling it. You'll still win, of course, because you're you. But don't you want that summer body? Don't you want that fit, fresh, healthy, lean, energetic, happy body that looks good in everything you wear? Shit, it looks good when you wear absolutely nothing. That's the summer body. And what better time than now to refocus our health and fitness goals? We don't want you to do anything harmful, anything dangerous. We don't want you to do anything extreme. We just want you to start living your best life, living better than you're currently living, and slowly but surely evolving into living the life that you never thought you could, simply by following a few basic principles and showing a little bit of self-discipline. Of course, I'm happy to answer your questions as we go. So feel free, those of you who are watching live, to ask questions in the live chat. And then afterwards, if you're watching this on the replay, feel free to leave questions in the comment section below. And I oftentimes come back and try and answer everyone. Plus also get ideas on other videos that we might do for you. So summer's coming, guys and girls. Now, you remember beginning of March, I told you summer was coming. I put out the meme on Instagram of summer was coming. And I told you that spring will be March 20th. And if you do not have a serious plan in place by March 20th, the beginning of spring, your percentage of becoming successful to have that summer body in time is dramatically reduced. You have to start changing your life pretty early in order to have that end result body. Some people think that they just need to, tighten it up a little bit. That's not true. Likely, you're at least 20 pounds overweight. If you think you're 10 pounds over, you're 20 pounds over. If you think you're 20 over, you're 40 over. People come up to me all the time and they say, oh, I got, I just got to lose like 10 pounds, 10, 15 pounds. Man, and they got shadow abs. You can just kind of see through their fat belly that they have abs, the basic shape and outline of your abs. That's not a 10-pound problem. That's like a 30-pound problem. I don't care if you weigh 170 or 270. That's usually a 30+ pound problem in order to see that type of change, of physical change. Of course, there's some adding of lean muscle tissue in there also that we'll talk about. That is a part of the summer body prep. So the title of this video, this YouTube live, is the summer body prep guide, because I want to share you a list of tips. I'm not handing you any specific guide. I'm not telling you go to a digital download, but I will point you in the direction of some additional content, structured programs that might be useful for you. The most important part about getting your summer body, sounds stupid to say it like that, because I don't care if it's summer or winter or spring or fall. All I care about is you being healthy and you living your best life. So by you beginning to live your best life will bring about your best body. That's the summer body. And I want you to know that there is still time to get it together. There is still time, motherfucker, for you to whip your fat ass into shape and have a fucking good summer, have a real summer, and feel good about yourself. Be proud of yourself. That's all what is here and available to you. But April 1st, man, April 1st, this is shit. This is the beginning. The race starts. If you're not in the race by April 1st, you're an also ran. You're a participation medal recipient. That's what it is. And hey, that's okay, because you were in the race too. But you fucked up dragging your feet and procrastinating to miss the beginning of summer because you're still being a fucking fat walrus from wintertime, which started like end of last summer. Think about it. Summer's over, you start to slide, and then it's sweater season and hoodie season and Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas and Hanukkah and all the other festivities that go on. And then you get into your January and you think you're going to tune it up, but you don't. You don't really tune it up. You don't just gorge yourself maybe on stuffing because it's not there, and cookies, they're not there as much. But you're still pretty much the same fat shit that you were in late September into October. It's the same mentality. And you got to shake yourself out of that now, because if you don't, you're playing catch up. So what we want you to first start doing is mentally commit to a goal. And if that's not the best way to do it, because right now, what is your goal? Like, think about this. I don't even want you to commit just yet. I want you to think about your goal. What is your goal specifically? Give us a specific goal. You want to lose 10 pounds? Well, great. Let's lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks. How about that? How about let's really get focused? Don't give me this 1 month bullshit. Don't give me this, whatever arbitrary, goals you might have that are easy to miss and you don't feel too bad about it. And it's not that life-changing. 10 pounds in a month. Come on. What is that? That's ridiculous, right? That's saying I want to save $10 additionally by the end of the month. You got to get nasty and you got to get after it. So I want you to get after it. I want you to get nasty with this. I want you to really think in your mind if you're willing to do it, because most of you aren't. You're just wasting your time, wasting my time, and wasting everybody else's time. So are you willing to get in and get after it and get nasty and lose 20 pounds and lose 30 pounds and add 50 pounds to your barbell back squat by July 1st? Whatever it is, run 5 miles or a 10K, 10 miles, whatever your goal is. Push yourself by a very specific date. Now, it's April 1st right now. Beginning of summer's coming soon. That's in May, late May. So you're looking at 6-7 weeks or so. It's time to jump in and you have to make some headway. One of the easiest ways to do that is to not poison yourself. Right. So let's stop poisoning ourselves first. Notice I'm not talking about macros or HIIT workouts or any of that other shit yet. You have to be intentional, right? You got to be very clear and focused on what you're trying to accomplish, written down a deadline, specifically 10 pounds in 2 weeks, 30 pounds in 6 weeks, what have you. So now you have the destination set. We're filling out. You're setting your GPS right now. You have the clear goal built for you, and then you have to start eliminating the holes, the flaws, the challenges, the disruptions, the anomalies, the inefficiencies, and that's because you poison yourself. It's because you poison yourself. You poison yourself with toxic food. You poison yourself with toxic thoughts. You poison yourself with toxic relationships. You poison yourself with toxic environments. You have to stop poisoning yourself. Of course, we're going to point immediately to the food. Stop eating the shit you're not supposed to be eating. Stop eating it. You don't fucking need me. You don't need to spend $1. You don't need to hire a fucking trainer to tell you not to eat fucking Krispy Kreme donuts. Buy the double, buy the half dozen once a week, even. Get it out of there. Get it out of there. Sodas and synthetic chemicals and processed foods, heavily processed sugars. You shouldn't be eating potato chips and Snapple, diet Snapple iced tea. You shouldn't be eating that shit. That shit bad for you. It's fake shit. So stop poisoning yourself. Stop overeating the, slices of pizza or store-bought fucking Salisbury steaks. Stop eating the candy bars, and gummy bears and all the other shit that many of you do. Stop taking the synthetic sports supplements. Stop just overwhelming your digestive system with such crap that's unnecessary and inefficient. So we stop poisoning ourselves. The relationships, of course, that matters. Get your life straight, man. Get your shit straight, man. You need to step up. You need to handle your fucking business. Don't think about getting in shape and getting abs and getting laid. If you can't handle your fucking business now, You got to get your shit together. You got to get your money together. You got to get your fucking income up. You got to get your outgo down. You got to tighten that shit up and be very intentional. Be very intentional because that habit carries through to all aspects of your life. You can't be good with money and shit with fitness, or good with fitness and shit with money, because the shit with money side is going to distract from your fitness side. So you're not going to be as fit, as healthy, as lean as you could or should be. Certainly not enjoy it. The high levels of stress that you carry from the toxic relationships set natural barriers to your ability to achieve greater levels of health or fitness, or some at all. Some of you are like, fuck, man, I worked my ass off for 3 months. My body barely changes. But you sleep 4 hours a night and you have a terrible communication relationship with your housemate, and you're always fucking paying your bills a day late. You have enough money, you're just late to pay the bill, so you carry that stress with you. Sound familiar? Some of you are all of that, or some of that, or your own version of that. Well, that's more important also than your fucking macro ratio and your beta alanine and your hit versus lists. It's getting this part of your life in order. And those of you who listen to this will be infinitely successful. And what we do here at the Dolce Diet, this is our base. This is where we speak from. So we don't run around and throw these quick acting, short-term fad concepts at you. We have to overlay a lifestyle-based approach to success. Once you have that in place, success is rapid. Short-term success is rapid, because now we only need to change like 10% of the variables, essentially, to be utterly successful in whatever individual niche we want to be. You want to be shredded for summer? Sweet. You want to add 100 pounds to your back squat in a 12-week training cycle? Sweet. We can do that too. I'm sure we can do that too, if you're willing to adhere to the lifestyle that will allow that. Minimizing stress is a huge part of that. Getting proper rest, 7.5 to 9 hours per night, is a part of that. When I was doing UFC Fit, I had to be on camera, photo ready, crazy. P90X and Insanity and UFC Fit, the same genre. Lots of cameras, a 5-camera shoot, multiple days of PR, shirt off, holding push-ups, and all that stuff. Got to be in shape, motherfucker. Like, not just walk around shape. You got to be in like mid-low single-digit body fat percentage to look like you fit in at that level, because everybody at that level is at that level. And I was dieting pretty well, as you know, best as possible, and training very intelligently as best as possible. And I got my body fat down to about 8%, low 8s. I was hanging in low 8s, and I dropped pretty consistently and well from like 11.5 or so when I was nice and meaty, down to low 8s, and looked awesome. Looked like Superman, right? Looked like Superman. Picture Superman with his shirt off. I mean, it was that type of physique. But that looks big and bulky even on these fitness close up, like ab shot, screened in ab shot. You got to see fibers, man. You got to see fibers. You got to see tendons and ligaments. You got to see the vascularity. So you got to diet even harder. And my diet was, again, perfect. I couldn't take it too low to go into a massive deficit, because I had to perform. I had to perform 30 hours, 31-hour fitness blocks, shows, which is crazy in a short period of time. I had to have the energy to do so, and the physical ability to do so. And I analyzed the diet and the training, and everything was perfect. But what I realized was I was sleeping less than 7 hours per night, because I was getting so much done. I was still running all the athletes, still running the other parts of the business, still a married family man, and creating and rehearsing and you know, being behind the scenes with the development of this massive project, this UFC Fit project. So I was in every creative meeting and all the other behind the scenes white collar meetings, as far as being on front of the camera, performing it, as well as writing every single word, every single exercise and comma and recipe and colon was written by myself. So think about the amount of work that goes into this. Easily could have been 20-hour days, 7 days a week for sure. But I was getting about 7 hours of sleep or so, thinking I was doing well. And I looked at everything. I said, shit, the one area I can improve is my sleep. So then I bumped my sleep up So I was sleeping closer to 9 hours, really had to get super, super hi and this is actually how my ability to schedule now I think has gotten so good is because of that experience, the efficiencies I learned, and the productivity I was able to squeeze out of a 24-hour period. Um, so I started sleeping closer to 9 hours per night, scheduling that and sleeping that almost immediately with no change to diet, no change to exercise. I started to immediately start to get leaner. After of like 3 days or so, I felt and saw my body start to change. I could feel almost bigger and my muscles were fuller and my skin was getting more shrink wrapped in a short period of time. Um, and it's hard to go from like 8% down to 6% or so. It's pretty hard. Those who've done it know it's easier to go from 12 to 8 than it is from like 8 to 6, 8 to 5 for sure. But in a short period of time, I was able to get down to 5%, probably like, a little mid 5.5%, but in the fives and was pretty dang dramatic. And this all goes back to sleep. And I'm going to close on this just as an educational piece for you guys so you can understand if you're only sleeping 6, 7 hours a night, and many of you are, you're busy, you're getting shit done, or you're lazy and you're up gaming or whatever your deal is, you're out partying. If you're not getting above that 7.5, really over 8 hours of sleep, you don't expect to excel. You can maintain a pretty fit, normal looking life, especially as compared to the general population. You can look more athletic than everybody with 7 hours of sleep, let's say, but you're not going to optimize. You're not going to optimize yourself. And we're talking about optimizing right now. We're creating that blueprint for you guys right now to really optimize. So we have the goal, clear set goal, right? And I'm gonna start answering your question, Shun. I'm gonna wrap this and then I'll come up to the grand finale here in the next 3 minutes. Um, Optimizing or focusing on a goal, specific goal, written goal. It sounds cliche, but shit, motherfucker, if you can't take 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, 5 minutes, and write down a goal and a deadline on a piece of paper, if you can't fucking do that, you don't deserve to be successful anyway. If you can't clearly define a goal and write it down and give it a deadline, if you can't do that, you won't achieve anything. You won't achieve anything. Come on, you don't deserve it. You can't take 3 minutes. Use a crayon, use a little pink pencil. It's a girl baby shower pencil and write on a piece of paper. Get what you got and get it done. Clearly defined goals. We stop poisoning ourselves. We start sleeping, minimizing stress. We start sleeping 8 plus 7.5 to 9 hours per night. We train intelligently, frequently based upon our goals. We walk and we run and we train with weights and we stretch and we do a sport. We get active, but we better be active at least 3 days. Closer to 5 days would be ideal. Shit, you should be moving every day, 7 days a week, right? That's the way. Do something that you fucking love. But you gotta lift some things, lift a couple things, and then pull yourself up and over some things and kind of roll around or run. How fast can you run? Try and do that for a few times. How far can you walk? Try and do that. Can you ride a bike? Can you go swimming? Let's go kick the soccer ball. Get fucking moving. Be intentional with moving. 5 days, 45 to 90 minutes, depending, 30, 45 minutes one day, 90 minutes the next day, 60 minutes the next day. Get after it. Your intensity should equal the time that you're doing it. And then food. The food is easy, right? If you follow our program, the food is easy. The food should be the easiest part of it. And what I want you to know is you have to have the front end done. Because the food matters too. It's the pillars of the table. You have your exercise, you have your nutrition, you have your stress management, and you have your rest. Those are the 4 pillars here. But the food without the stress management is better than not, but it's not going to excel you. It's not going to optimize you. And that's what we're talking about. Summer body, right? Not your September through fucking March body, which is the body you're living in right now. And many of you know what I'm talking about because you feel like shit. Man, it's crazy the amount of engagement we're getting from people that are like, fuck, I feel like shit. I didn't follow through on my New Year's resolution. Then I had a party or I got injured or I got sick and yada, 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 yada. And I'm just trying to get it back now because holy shit, the weather's changing. I didn't have to wear a jacket today, right? It's not snowing outside or damn, like I didn't need a jacket today. It was hot with a jacket today. I've already had a couple days in the backyard, shirt off days in the backyard, sweating outside while working. That's already hit the East Coast, the Northeast. stays pretty cold up here a little longer than most areas of the country, but summer's here. Now it's time to optimize. Nutrition is easy. For us, if you're following any of our programs, if you're following our principles, if you're following any of our personalized plans, that's all done. If you guys want to, go to thedolcediet.com. The 4-week version of 3 Weeks to Shredded is on there. Bam. This is the book you can get on Kindle or Nook for $9, right? 3 Weeks to Shredded, the book. You can get it on Amazon's or dolcedietshop.com for more, for I think $40 for the hardcover or the paperback. Or you can go to the online. The online is a personalized, completely personalized 4-week or 12-week, 3 Weeks to Shredded, or Shredded plus Living Lean, 8 weeks of Living Lean, which is a recomposition plan. That might be awesome to do. If you guys need something personalized, we can do that. Otherwise, just follow the principles, right? What are the principles? The principles are we eat real food in wide variety, fresh, local, organic, natural, as indigenous to the point of consumption as possible, thereby ensuring maximum nutrient density per calorie. You need to eat less total calories to maximize your nutrient density. Most people have to eat a surplus of calories and still have a deficiency in nutrients. We go the other way. Nutrient dense everything, lower total caloric load. Therefore, we can stay fucking lean and be really fed with these very nourishing foods. We can even eat more of these foods and not worry about going into a caloric surplus that will cause any additional fat accumulation. In fact, you'll see growth in lean muscle tissue following our programs, following our program, 3 Weeks to Shredded. This was devised for combat athletes who have to dramatically restrict their body weight and then go compete. So just losing weight and feeling like shit and breaking the body down, that doesn't work. It's not going to fly. We had to figure out a way to get these athletes as lean and light and functional as possible, as healthy as possible, so they could compete. Well, that's what we've done, and that's what we talk about with you guys. And that's what's available. So you can go to thedolcediet.com and you can join the 4-week personal or 12-week bundle, 3 Weeks to Shredded and or Living Lean. And everything you need is in there. And I don't want to go too big and sell it, but people need it and they contact, and that's where it is. You can use the Shredded promo code, and I'll give you guys a 20% discount for that. For this crew only. You won't see me promote that anywhere, and that'll disappear probably tomorrow. So those live viewers, just promo code Shredded, you'll save 20%, and then I'll change it back to a 10% code tomorrow. If you're down, remember rule number one, goal number one. If you're fucking down to do it, let's do it. Let's do it. Cut the shit. Let's do it. Let's lose 21 pounds in 21 days. Let's make that big fucking jump. Change your life, get your structure, learn what to eat, when to eat, how to prepare it, how to shop for it, how to clean out your kitchen, how to be accountable each and every day, how to fucking see results, how to feel great, improve digestion, how to get focused on your exercise. Our online program creates a complete exercise plan for you, also based upon your goals that you input. You tell us your background, your lifestyle, what your goals are, and we personalize this plan for you, diet and exercise. Everything is built, sets, reps, percentage of RM, video tutorials of each exercise. All that great stuff is there. Because you have to get locked in, right? You have to be locked in. So whether it's our system, whether it's your own system that works, that's great. But are you fucking number one? Remember the most important aspect. Are you focused on that goal with that deadline, that specific goal with that deadline? Are you eliminating all the toxic elements of your life, from the toxic foods that you consume and the toxic self-defeating thoughts that we have that we're constantly battling back? And let me give you a little pro tip here. The harder you work, the more focused you are, the more diligent you are, the more you delay gratification, the less you hear those thoughts, because you're shutting them up through your actions. You're doing what you need to do. There's less of these thoughts, and there's more congratulatory, there's more proud, there's more gracious, there's more humble thoughts in your head, just by living like this. Now, this psychological component, this is the most important part. I don't care if you're keto or paleo or macro or Atkins or Whole30 or vegan. I don't care. If you're not bought into the psychological side, it doesn't matter. It's fleeting. It's a little, short term. You're jumping on and off the fucking trains, and then you're stuck at the station, until the next train comes, and who knows what shitsville that's going to take you to. So we got to be bought in. Now I'll go through and answer your questions. Listen back to that, guys and gals, and you'll hear the basics of nutrition and exercise. That's very straightforward. Once you accept the psychological the intentional side of this, the lifestyle change of this. Come on now, that's where it all comes in. And then it's easy. Then it's forever. Then it's infinite success. Imagine if I could give you a stock tip that had infinite returns. Wouldn't you just play it? Wouldn't you just go all in? And then through time and through experience, it proved that to be true. Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Why wouldn't you do that with your health and fitness? Why wouldn't you do that? Why are you going to believe the fat dude at work who lost 20 pounds? Well, you've been a fat dude for 6, 10 years living the way you did. You have some short-term 20-pound weight loss gimmick, and watch what happens when you bounce and you normalize. Right back to being the fat dude. There's no lifestyle change. Changing a macronutrient is not changing a lifestyle. That's what we discuss. Hopefully that helps. David says, yes, preach, my man. Bam. Mark, question about poll says, hey, sir, I've had a terrible few weeks as regards to eating, still lifting, but I need a mindset change. Can you recommend any books? I know exactly what I need to do, but I just keep treating myself. So, Paul, you need a mindset change. I think I just answered your entire question or your entire problem. How do we, and I don't want to glance over your question and say, hey, go listen to what I just said, because I just spent 26 minutes talking about it. But Paul, to directly speak with you, you got to get your shit together, motherfucker. You got to get your shit together and stop dicking around. No, you know what you're doing wrong, right? You know you're fucking up. You know you're poisoning yourself. And then you know that makes you feel like shit. You have that negative self-talk that kicks in. You're defeating yourself from making progress, and it's on purpose because you're aware of it. You know about it. So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to step up and do something about it? Or are you just going to be a fucking whiny little priss that just sits there and complains like you're a victim of your own decisions? But you're not. I know you're not. I know you're capable of stepping up and moving forward. I know your very next decision will change your life for the rest of your life because you have that power in you. But you have to utilize that power. You have to wield that power. You have to swing that power and control that power. That's what this is. That's what it is for everybody, for everything. That's all it is. That's the money answer right there. Paul, and that's the great question, because everyone goes through that. Then they fall off a little bit. No, it's just a beer. I haven't seen so-and-so, or it's the first game of the season, or I had a tough day. So I'm just going to poison myself, my hopes, my dreams just a little bit today. That's what you're doing. But now you're on the hook, motherfucker. Now you know, now I've called you out. So now what are you going to do about it? Are you going to disappoint me? I won't be mad at you, but I will be disappointed. I'll be highly disappointed if you fall back into your old ways that you know you've contacted me to tell you that you're aware. You're, looking for the life raft, and I just threw you one, and I'm pulling you towards the boat of fucking gains, man. So get on the boat, homie. Let's go. Caster Troy, what's up, Coach? Summer body on its way. Hell yeah. One beard. How strong or muscular can you get by only doing bodyweight exercises? Fuck, man. Look at wrestlers. Look at gymnasts. That's the type of physique. I know bodyweight specialists, and man, they look like bodybuilders. They're more complete than bodybuilders because every muscle's trained. I know some guys and gals who are they look more like marathon runners. Some look more like marathon runners. Some look more like bodybuilders. All depends. But if you master bodyweight conditioning, you're strong as fuck. I want you to strain a little bit too. I want you to strain under maximum loads every so often, but I'd much rather a bodyweight trainee than a powerlifting trainee for overall life and fitness. Kelly, having a cup of green tea before workout seems to give me good energy. Is that science or placebo? No, that's great energy. That's something that we suggest. That's actually built in to our 3 weeks to shred it program. Or we teach you the magic of 3 cups of fresh brewed green tea per day. 1 is good. 2 is better. 3 is where you get exponential fat loss results, exponential energy results for those who well tolerate it, I should say. But there's lots of good, solid science on green tea, Kelly. So you've noticed it, not placebo. Rabo, what up, Dolce? SoCal Seth. What's up, Seth? Good to see you. Gabrielle, what up, Coach? Thanks for the endless knowledge always. I'm fighting tonight. What's the Ideal food to fuel me today. Only had a breakfast bowl so far. Thanks so much, love. So, Gabrielle, here's what we do. We eat exactly what we would eat on a hard training day, a hard spar day, because you've done it so many times during training camp. You know how your bodies should react, should respond, should feel. We're just trying to recreate your hard sparring days. On fight day, you've done what you need to do off the scale. Hopefully, you follow the proper rehydration protocol. You've slowly got your digestive system back up and running again. Hopefully, that's all happened. So now you're just ready to get out there and whip some ass. Do what you do on a hard training day. It's no fight. Don't make fight day too specific. Most people, they spend 6-8 week training camps doing one thing, and then between like weigh-ins and they walk in the cage, they're popping all these supplements and taking these fucking globbity neon fucking juice drinks and pixie sticks and all sorts of cheesecake, placebo, habits. Just another day. It's just another training day. That's all. What we try and do is eat a bigger breakfast, medium lunch, because as nerves start to percolate, your hunger might not be the same. So we try and front load a little more, but it's like we'd have like a 1.5 time size breakfast bowl, probably like a 3/4 size of our regular lunch with good snacks in between, easy snacks in between. Brandon Dolce Singh, how it seemed nobody really wants to fight a fighter like Lawler. When you were fighting, who were some of the guys you dreaded to hear you have to fight? I fought everybody. I never turned down a fight. I fought Lyman Good. I fought Delson Heleno. I fought Mike Pierce. I fought who else? A few other Carl Amasu. I fought some big names who still fight at big levels. But I came up hard. I came up the hard way. I came up at Team Quest back in 2004 when Randy Couture, Dan Henderson, Matt Lindland, Evan Tanner, Nate Quarry, Chael Sonnen, Chris Lieben, Chris Wilson. We're all in the room. Ian Loveland coming up from 135, whipping dudes' asses at 185. Enoch Wilson was rolling around. God, there's just so many. Devin Cole, Josh Bennett, monsters. Tim Sylvia would come into the room. Who else? King Mo, T Wood, Tyron Woodley came up. Jake Ellenberger, Ryan Jensen, Joe Ellenberger. That's just a few. Dennis Hallman. That was the room I was in. I was in that room for 5-6 years. That's the room I came up in. So you want to talk MMA credit? I wasn't the best dude in the room, but fuck, man, I had some of the best rounds. I think we could say. I mean, I had great rounds, and I think I gave these guys great rounds too. We had great rounds. But fuck. So when it comes to scare, I ain't fucking scared. I ain't scared to fight anybody. I might not match up great with them, but there's no fear. There's no fear. It was always, and it's fear. Fighters don't feel fear. It's the fear of performance. That's really what it came down to. Me personally, and most of the guys and gals that I know, they're not scared of taking a beating. We've all taken fucking beatings, right? We've all taken beatings, been there. So I know how it is to take a beating. It's to not perform and not to live up to your expectations of what you're trying to do for your family or for your team and community. That's the fear. So that don't ever think that any fighter, whoever steps in there, is scared of a human. They're not. They're just scared of not living up to their own potential or their own ideal. And that's a tough one because you will get your ass whipped in there. David, brother, love the Living Lean program. Round 2 of 3 weeks to shredded set for May. Does any of your literature cover meal replacements for the midday scramble? When can I cook eggs mid-deal? David, that's awesome. So David is following our online version of 3 weeks to shredded at thedolcediet.com. He's going on to, it looks like, round 2. So what we say is you start on round 1, day 1, all the way through day 21. This is an extreme weight loss program that the world's greatest athletes use to get ready for weight class oriented sport. Extreme nonetheless, right? Our goal was for our athletes to be able to lose 21 pounds in 21 days. That might not be typical for the end user. We've seen many people lose more than 21 pounds in 21 days, and some people lose less than 21 in 21. It depends on what you have to lose specifically. But with that being said, we go through day 1 through day 21, and that's called round 1. Some like to stay inside the system, and you reverse diet back to day 1 and go through day 21 again. The first 10 days or so, the way the program is set up, it's a wave. We wave calories, we wave macros, and we keep micros extremely high all the way throughout. We also manipulate water intake to maintain adequate hydration, but efficient hydration and respiration. Also, we focus on digestive efficiency. This allows for your body to respond extremely well. Remember, 3 weeks to Shredded was designed to keep the muscle of the athlete, to keep the muscle. It wasn't just about a body weight or just about a body fat percentage. It was about number one is keeping all muscle tissue fighting for to keep every gram, every ounce of muscle tissue, and even further to try and grow and build lean muscle tissue, even though we were embarking on a extreme weight cut. We have that philosophy of growth during the weight cut to sustain that muscle tissue. So the way you waved, and that can be done. We've proven that it can be done. We prove it can be done, of course. Day 1 through day 21, you reverse diet back to day 1. Very similar foods, very similar structure, but there is a calorie bump at the top. And we see the muscles load back up, stuffing the shirt. All of a sudden, everything swells back up. And with the type of training that you should be doing, that is good growth spurt times, which allows for lower percentage of body fat. Aesthetically, it becomes crazy to see, while still being on a weight loss, fat loss diet. So round 1, round 2, round 3. And then inside the system at thedolcediet.com, the online programs, we have a resource section, David, to answer your question. There's 200 additional exercises. We say follow round 1 exactly the way it's scripted. Don't fucking change it. Don't switch out the salmon for a beef burger or something like that. Just follow it the way it is. It's 21 days. It fucking works. The world's greatest athletes prove it works with a 100% success ratio. It works. Just follow the fucker. Hit your gains, hit your goals, know how you respond, because everything there is targeted specifically for you. When you go through round 2 or round 3, then for your scramble lunch, jump over the resource section and look at the drop down of how many different lunches you can now start to slide in and out. That gives you a very easy way to start to now create this lifestyle. I use this. You see that? That's fucking sexy right there. That's sexy right there. I use the sexy to Trojan horse you the longevity, right? Fucking lose weight, look great, consensual sex all day, high five, millions of dollars, awesome. And let's live a really fucking long, healthy time on top of it. So what we do, 3 weeks to Shredded, you follow the program the way it's scripted, and then you have the substitutions, over 200 healthy Dolce approved meals that you can now start to plug in place, start to substitute inside of that basic structure that was designed specifically for you by myself, my team of registered dietitians, exercise physiologists, and web scientists who help build the program, the format. I think this is the best, the absolute most sophisticated online personalized diet and exercise program on all of the internet right now. We're working very hard to constantly keep it updated and grow for you guys. This is the 3rd year now of it. The 1st year compared to the 3rd year. Woo, baby. You think Apple's moving fast or SpaceX is moving fast on innovation. We're moving pretty quick too inside this space. And that's all there for you guys. So David, that's what it does. We're teaching. And then round 3, now you're trading in, maybe it's a completely different breakfast, completely different lunch, completely different dinner. And you're still crushing your goals because now you know how you respond to food. Now you know how to source the ingredients, how to prepare them efficiently and easily pair them together in a manner that's absolutely delicious, suits your health and fitness needs, while also further makes it easier to further your goals. I mean, that's the crux of what we're trying to do with the online program and with our education. We're just trying to teach you. And then after a while, you're like, fuck, this is just who I am now. Like, that's me. This is just who I am. I like Chipotle. That's not even on my fucking thought list to go to Chipotle and get a healthy burrito. I couldn't even say that without throwing up and then laughing at how silly I sound in saying that. Or Qdoba or Subway, or even like it's the healthy Jimmy Dean sandwiches or whatever it is. I look at people, I'm like, woo, baby. You're either, complicit in your misinformation. You're not asking us a follow-up question. Or you just don't give a shit. Dante says, Dolce, weird question, but whose physique did you want to replicate when you were a teenager? Great question. So I like to cross between Flex Wheeler and Kirk Karowski. Picture that, right? Flex Wheeler, the most perfect physique I think that has ever walked the planet. When you see his photos on stage, it's literally, it would be like a work of art. What he was able to do with his body and his genetics, the way his muscle bellies were just so otherworldly round and tiny joints and shape and proportion and all of that stuff. But and then also Kirk Karowski, which is just looks like man, get like Thanos and Juggernaut and Bane and just like crush them into a power lifter with big old handlebar, like spiky, like Navy SEAL tight cut, but spiky type of haircut with like these handlebar mustache and like 275 pounds fucking ripped. So I knew I would never look like either, right? But I respected both. I was aware of my genetics. So I wanted to have that type of, I really appreciated what Flex does and what those bodybuilders look like. And I'm not that. I don't have that. I didn't have the genetics to grow into that. And I didn't have the desire to push my genetics as far as possible in order to see how close I could get. And that's what most do. I was never interested. I just want to look, you want to look good. But me looking good was always a byproduct of a combat sport or a strength sport, or an ego sport, essentially. Just to be fucking bigger, stronger, faster, go farther. Soul. Are there any fruits or vegetables you would absolutely not eat unless it's organic? All of them. All of them. Depending on the country that I'm in, well, that's a little bit different. But all of them. Why am I going to eat anything that's not clean and healthy? I mean, maybe like if I'm stuck out somewhere, would I have a banana that wasn't organic, that had a hard shell like that? I might from the pesticide contamination perspective, but I likely wouldn't be too jazzed about the seeds, the soil that the bananas were raised in. So ultimately, it wouldn't be my first choice. I would eat that instead of a candy bar, though. Naeem, hey Mike, what does your book 3 Weeks to Shredded? What content does it cover? Well, this is the book 3 Weeks to Shredded. This was originally written in 2011, updated in 2014, and then we but we came out with the online program in 2016, 17, 18, and 19. Yeah, 2016. So briefly, the Dolce Diet principles, the importance of goals, 21 days, 21 goals worksheet, athlete highlight, weight cut or weight loss. What's the difference? Athlete highlights, you want to cut weight getting started. Athlete highlight, look into the weight cut. Kind of an overview of the weight cut. Sleep more to lose weight, sleeping, eating. For the weight cut and water manipulation, step method, the actual hard cutting part itself, rehydration, what to eat and drink after. Bonus sections are the actual original is in here, the old 3 weeks plan, and then we have the new plan. Same day weigh-ins, weight cut dangers, sauna suits, diuretics, distilled water, traveling while cutting weight, training while cutting weight, and expectations, which is a little bit more in interpersonal relationships and actually achieving success. Then we have the grocery lists, and then other resources. So all of that is in here. It's awesome. This is number one bestseller on Amazon in 5 different countries, which is pretty crazy. It was the United States, it was Canada, it was UK, it was Australia, and I believe Germany or Japan. It was a country that we didn't expect, which is crazy and super cool. Also, at Barnes & Noble is a number one bestseller and all that fun stuff. So that's to answer your question. That's there. There's lots of good content. I mean, of course, there's good content in there. We just keep upping it. Rebel, yeah, sent you a DM on Instagram about coming to Jersey. Rebel, I will take a look. I've been getting a ton of DMs, so it's been taking me a while to get through the Insta DMs. And I think Instagram might wipe some of those out, or they push them through because it only holds 99. Though people tell me that's not true. Maybe I'm not savvy, or I need to update my phone. Jason Sleaze, hey Mike, my mom and dad are interested for your program. Could your program help my mom who is pre-diabetic? Number one, your mother needs to be working with a doctor. She cannot start any diet or exercise program without the supervision of her doctor, including my own. So, to be fair, let's just talk in general here. What we tell all of our clients is to take our programs, take our books, take our recipes to your doctor and show them and say, what of this can I not eat? Should I not eat? We are and they are pleasantly surprised to see how few objections the doctors actually make, depending on the program. But by and large, it is very, 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 very few. And that being said, I think your doctor would be very happy to see a program like ours in your hand in their office and walk through each page and step. I would likely believe they would see lots of great assistance through a program such as ours and what they were trying to accomplish with you on the health side. Pre-diabetes is nothing to fuck with. Diabetes is nothing to fuck with. People die from diabetes. They fucking die every day. It's one of the leading causes of death is diabetes. And most people don't take it into consideration as being as serious as it is. It is as serious as a heart attack and can cause a heart attack and can cause stroke and can cause amputations and blindness and respiratory issues and many other problems in life. I say that to scare everybody to call your doctor, to make an appointment, to get a wellness test done, to get your blood work done, and then to start showing them our programs or whatever other program saying, can I eat this? And this, I want to follow this for the next, 12 weeks. What do you think? And then you go, and then it's awesome. Teresa, 25 pounds by June 1st. Boom. I love that, Teresa. Teresa has taken the bait here, and I love it that she stepped up and typed it. So everyone feel free. Take Teresa Darren's lead right here. What is your goal? What is your specific goal? Write it down right now. Give me a date. I don't care what your goal is. I don't care what the date is, but give me something specific and give me a deadline. Teresa has committed to lose 25 pounds by June 1st. Now, Teresa, I ask you, how exactly will you do that? How will you do that from an exercise perspective, from a nutrition perspective, from a rest perspective, and from an external stress perspective? What will you do in each of those categories to ensure you're going to lose 25 pounds by June 1st? Now we have our action step. We set our GPS. We know where we have to go. Now we have to pull out of the driveway. Step one, let's pull out of the driveway. Which way do we go, left or right? What street sign are we looking for? What turn do we make? That's the next step. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. I also have a championship blueprint, guys. I don't know if you're aware of that. I don't think you are. We announced it on one podcast. So if you send an email to blueprint@thedolcediet.com, you'll be put into a very small select group of people that I personally interact with. And I walk you through an amazing, transformative habit forming system that I've gleaned by working with the world's greatest athletes, Hollywood celebrities, leaders of industry, heads of state, high, powerful people. I've seen over the last 20 plus years that they all do a few things nearly identically without having ever spoken to each other or knowing each other or having any other thing in common with each other. There's some things that they do. I call it the championship blueprint. This is something that a select group of you will have the opportunity to be a part of. There's no purchase necessary. You don't have to buy anything. This is just my way of sharing this content with you. And I'll probably turn it into something to sell down the road, which there's great value to it, whether it be a book or something along those lines. So just send an email, blueprint@thedolcediet.com. Just something simple like, sign me up or let me in, or I want to learn more. And then in a few days, I'll be sending you an email on exactly how it looks and what to expect. Again, keep your money. This is not a buy it type of thing. It's just content I'm going to share with you guys. And I'm going to be testing out some of it. I'm still adding to it. So you'll get kind of the skeleton of what the broader monetizable product will be. But you'll get everything. I mean, you'll get everything. And I walk you through it. Blueprint. That's just an aside. That question reminded me of that. We announced it on one podcast. I figure I'd let you guys in because the Q&A audience is very special. I see a lot of the same names come through here, and you're the ones that I want to be talking to. Mike Lee says your goals depend on what you have exposure for and what you think is possible for you. Setting goals is bullshit. First priority should be to set up the right environment. I think we discussed all that, but you have to have a goal also, because setting up the right environment, that creates a goal setting structure. What do you mean by create the right environment? That means I have to earn more money. I have to move my house. I have to sleep 9 hours instead of 7 hours. That's all goals that you have to write them down. Write 9 hours of sleep per night. Well, how do I do that? Well, shit, I have to wake up at 5 a.m. every day. That means I have to go to bed by, 6. Is that right? 6 or 8 p.m. Well, fuck, man, I'm at the gym until 7:30. Well, fuck, looks like you have to change something in your life. And that's what I'm saying. So we're saying the same thing here, but I want you to write it down. You have to write it down. People don't write shit down. They don't get it done. I'm telling you. And I get stuff done, Dolce. You don't get nearly as much done as you could or should if you don't write it down. You're not that fucking good. You're better with shit written down. Beard says, hey, Mike, I'm a self-admitted lazy B word, but wanted to get better. What are the best first few steps to get there? Again, go back to listen to the beginning of this, or you can send an email to blueprint@thedolcediet.com. Sydney, I used to love Snapple, but now it tastes like some weird metallic fluid. Same for the other junk foods. I hear you. That's exactly what it is. I have no taste. I have no desire for that stuff. It doesn't even look or appeal to me as food. It's crazy. 10 minute. I'm going to try and go fast. My man, hey, coach, hope you will be well in the spring. Book of the week recommendation. A Brown Bag Life by Glenn Anderson, if you can find it. That's a book I'm reading right now. Hey, coach, hope you well. Appreciate that. Howard, coach, what's up? You need to do more work with Phil Drew. That podcast was awesome. Howard, I agree. Phil's the man. We really struck up a really good conversation, relationship, getting to know each other more. Actually, going to be talking to Coach Phil here soon today. I started my diet today, and everybody, just a new podcast with Phil DeRue, MMA strength coach, head strength coach of American Top Team, works with Joanna Jacek, Dustin Poirier, Andrei Arlovsky, Junior Dos Santos. I mean, a list, probably 60 top pros. So that's the new podcast, the Mike Dolce Show podcast on iTunes. Subscribe to that. It's a good one. My man, give us your thoughts on Justin versus Edison and Dustin versus Max. And Henry versus Moraes. That's a lot. Justin versus Edson, that's anybody can win. Dustin versus Max, that's I put Max at the favor, or Dustin as the favorite in that fight. Max is fucking good. I'm not saying Max is fucking good. Max is real good. Max is game. Max is tough. Dustin's on the climb right now. And Dustin's big, man. Dustin's big and strong and fit and explosive and powerful. I think Dustin's going to have more power than Max is used to feeling at the lower weights. Therefore, Max is tough enough and good enough to go out there and get a one fucking shot win for sure. But I think he's going to fight in a manner that he would fight a lesser puncher, and then have a strategy that might not be in his best interest to fight a guy like Dustin. They shouldn't be going toe-to-toe inside the pocket. Max is that type of fighter, which is why we love him. But I think Dustin's got a lot of horsepower at this weight, because this is 10 pounds up from what Max is normally at. Dustin could be a 70-pounder. Dustin's a big dude. Dustin's a big guy. And Henry Cejudo versus Marlon Moraes, I don't like that fight. I like Henry, but I don't like him moving up for that. That's the Aljamain fight right there. I know why. It's because the UFC is just trying to use Henry's shine, his star power, to highlight this fight for the new division that TJ vacated. I get that. But I'm a purist, man. I want to see the athletes who earn the spots get it. Cejudo, he earned his spot at 25. Let Aljamain go in there and get that fight. Let's see who true 135-pounder is, and then let Henry come up. Let Henry get a defense of his own title. I know he defended against TJ, but I don't think we all looked at that as it was appropriate also, because TJ wasn't going to stay down there. He was going to take it, drop it, and move right back up again. Tom Day, started my diet today based on your meals and advice, looking to decrease the inflammation in my elbows. Out of nowhere, oh man, just disappeared on me. I apologize. Oh, out of nowhere. How do I decrease it? Tom, go to your doctor. Anything like that, any medical issues, any injuries, go to your doctor. Let your doctor check it and take a look and see what's going on in there. It could be so many things, from the simple to the serious. So always, always, always go to your doctor first. Mayday. Hey, Mike, what's more optimal when it comes to losing fat and maintaining muscle mass? Eating multiple small meals every day? Yes. Or eating all your calories in one or two big meals? Nope. Sumo wrestlers eat all of their calories in one or two big meals. Bodybuilders eat all of their calories spread over 6 to 8 feeding sessions per day. Come on. Don't not I'm not mad at you, but I hate to see these idiots, these pencil necks, try and argue the difference. Take off your shirt, homie. Tom Day, hoping the diet will make the difference. Go to your doctor, my man. Check that out first. The diet should help, but let's talk to your doctor. Get that conversation going. Is there such a thing as too many veggies a day? I've tried. I haven't found it yet. But there's too much sex a day, right? There's too much oxygen. There's too much of everything for sure. But man, who the hell can eat too many veggies? Eat 2 apples. I'm good. Eat a big. It took me like an hour to eat like a pasta bowl of salad. It was really deep and thick, but still. Hey, Mike from Finland, what is the best single workout for fat loss? Walking. Long distances at relatively slow paces. That's the best way. Teresa, my most is in my legs, which is better to walk or run or weight training, all of the above. All of the above. Do not neglect any area, train all areas. Lazar, what do you think about cocoa powder, which is little in sugar but good in fiber and protein? Should you add it in a fruit smoothie or in oatmeal? Thanks a lot. I wouldn't add cocoa powder. I would add cacao nibs, cacao powder. That's what we do quite a bit. Has a good chocolatey taste to it, and high in antioxidants. Teresa, love it. Saving this to listen over and over. Right on. Jennifer, thanks for the coup. Now I'm going to get the online plan. So addicted makes me feel better saving money with a family. Jennifer, I appreciate that. That's right. Anyone who cares, go to thedolcediet.com. Get the online 4 or 12-week plan at 20% discount right now with anyone who uses promo code SHREDDED. That's only for you guys. You won't see me promoted anywhere. And I'll take that down tomorrow, late tonight or tomorrow. So that's just for today for you guys, the live viewers, the early listeners, the true community, if you want to jump onto that program. And Jennifer, keep me posted. I'm here, right? You can always hit me on Instagram, where I do a live every day on Instagram. I do these 1-hour lives every Friday on YouTube. You can always DM me. You can send a letter to or a note to support. Click the contact button inside your dashboard. And we're here. We're here to walk the walk with you guys also, which is a big part of it. Kyle, upping my weekly list as summer's peaking around in a townhouse with 2 solid flights of stairs going up and down at moderate pace. A solid option. Yeah, that's awesome, Kyle. Your glutes are going to be on fire, homie. Good for you. Good for you. Husker Tom, ever heard of Sealant? Thoughts? It's fiber that could be used in clothes, sheets, etc. Body heat is captured by and converted into infrared light. I don't know, Tom. I don't know enough about it to offer an honest opinion. Caleb, seafood. So seafood allergy, just replace with chicken. Yeah. Seafood allergy, get the hell away from it, right? Any allergy. We don't have we have the vegan option. So I would likely suggest a vegan option, then add some meat products, or you just pull out the fish, but it's maybe not chicken. I might add like a fillet, an extra lean fillet, just to get a little bit of the fat. Because we give you, like, you're probably talking about the salmon. I know we have a few different cuts of fish on there. But we're looking for some of the fats also. A-Class, have a good weekend, Coach. Richest man in Babylon is fire. Question, is it okay to eat the same meal multiple times a day? Yes. My meal prep is usually the same foods in small portions. Thanks. Yeah, but then afterwards, not so much. Definitely not the same foods every day, every week. I would like to have, like, if I have a lean proteins, a green vegetable, and a clean burning carbohydrate at each meal, I'm going to try and have 2 or 3 different green veggies, 2 or 3 different clean vegetables, 2 or 3 different lean proteins. I might have a different one of each on one day, like, let's say, all broccoli, all potato, but I'll have chicken, steak, and fish. Then the next day I might have just all fish, but I'll have broccoli as a green, I'll have Brussels sprouts as a green, I'll have asparagus as a green, and like sweet potato or quinoa as like the carb. As long as I'm getting a good rotation every 48, 72 hours, I'm getting the diversity. that would be okay. I like a lot of diversity, which is why we do lots of stews and lots of chilies and lots of like big bowl salads and lots of like baked assorted veggies. We like the variety from a flavor perspective also. Um, what are your thoughts on xanthan gum? I don't really have any thoughts on it. So I'd have to re-educate myself. I know that it's not in any of our programs or systems. I forget the specific tenets of it. So I'd re-educate myself before I would answer, but it's not a part of our system. Neither is xylitol. Though we're more open to xylitol for certain recipes, um, but not as like a daily. Gabrielle, amazing brother. Thank you so much for the answer. It is a pleasure and an honor, my friend. And anyone who's listening, if you guys want to give this video a thumbs up for the content that we've put out, I do appreciate that. It just lets me know that you appreciate it. And I think it's supposed to help the channel grow, so other YouTube channels say. So I'll ask you guys to give us a little helping hand also. I need your help, Frank. Do you know the retired Delta Force agent Pat McNamara? I don't know Pat. I've seen some of his clips, JRE clips on YouTube. So I've seen pieces of the conversation he's had with Joe about fitness and life and all that. Eon, Dolce, what do you think of intermittent fasting? I'm going to eat until 4 p.m. and fast throughout the evening. Well, what does that mean? What does that mean? I wish you could explain it to me and why. Why are you fasting and for how long? Why? Usually when I ask that question, people just go, because I want to lose weight. Well, why fasting to lose weight? Why not keto? Why not all day keto? Why not all day carnivore to lose weight? Why not macro? Why not vegan? Like, why? Why fasting? And just, I like to drill down to challenge people to see if they actually know what they're doing. And to better understand the reasons why. So when you say intermittent fasting, Dr. Rhonda Patrick defined fasting as 12 hours of feeding and 12 hours of fasting on a past episode of the Joe Rogan Experience. So using that, we all fast. We're all following a form of intermittent fasting, right? That's typically what I do. I go to bed, 3 hours, 4 hours after my last meal. I might have an apple and some almond butter for time and again, or some baked apples, as we want to do in the Dolce house. But by and large, I eat my good, delicious meal, and 3 hours later, I'm in bed and asleep. I'll get a good, hopefully 8+ hours of sleep. I'll wake up. I'll do a little, personal tasks, meditation, visualization, goal setting, walking, listening, email responses, like meal prep for the day, what have you. And then I'll eat. It's about 12 hours, sometimes 13 hours. So we're fasting. That's my answer to it. So, like, why has it got to be 6 hours, man? Why has it got to be out? Because of our ancient ancestors. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. That means absolutely nothing to you. Are you eating real food in wide variety, as local, organic, and non-processed as possible? Is it as raw and minimally prepared as necessary to be safe and enjoyable to consume? So if I eat that in perfect proportions or well ordered proportions over a 10-hour period, that means what? I'm going to die sooner. I'm going to have a least efficient digestive system. My blood sugar is going to be fucked up. No, it doesn't mean any of that. No scientist has ever said it means any of that. But it will be conflated to put you into a fasting box or a keto box or a paleo box or a macro box or all these other boxes, because then you become a number that can be sold to and swept into these different funnels. And these Google AdWords will chase you around, and these Facebook pixels will know your every conversation. That's falling into just pop culture fitness fads. What we talk about is taking an educated lifestyle approach to achieving all your short-term goals as a result of focusing on your long-term health and utility. That is the Dolce diet. That's what I do. Now, it's harder for me to market that because think of what I just said. It's easier for me to hashtag keto, right? It's easier for anyone to do that. What we do, and you can tell through all these live feeds that I do and conversations that I have and interviews and books and blogs and all the other things, this is I'm just preaching the same shit I've been preaching for the last 20+ years. I'm better at it. I'm more efficient at it. We have more tested protocols and organizational systems and little tips and tricks and great things like that, of course, to expedite results. But man, just different page, same book. That's what we are. You look at all these other fitness heads out there, these self-proclaimed fitness experts, you go back in time and you just see how many times they jumped. Completely different title, completely different book. But it always starts is the nextest, bestest thing that they've uncovered. Now it's available for you, right? Ours is not ours is the firstest bestest and the only bestest and the constant bestest and the always bestest, not the nextest bestest. Eon says, send me the link, Dolce. I need to know the secrets. It's thedolcediet.com. Use promo code SHREDDED. You'll save 20%. Jordan, I'm a rugby player. Should I do ballistic Olympic lifting training with heavy strength training? Or should I do hypertrophy strength training programs and ballistic Olympic style training separately? Jordan, that's a loaded question, my man. I understand everything you're saying. That's a loaded question. Hard for me to answer right here because I don't know anything about you. You're a rugby player. Are you in season? Are you out of season? What phase of the off season are you in? If you are in the off season, what's your position? What's your current body mass? What are what is your training level? Can you handle this type of volume and intensity and even some of these specified movements? Olympic lifting is not essential for many athletes who are not proficient in Olympic lifting. Might be great for you. So more information, but you need to work with, you're a high level athlete. You need to work with a quality strength coach. I would look, if you're stateside, at an NSCA, CSCS, a certified strength and conditioning specialist, and or a USAW Olympic weightlifting certified coach to get going. Hey, coach, down 8 pounds in 2 weeks, living lean, plus 3 weeks to shredded. My fiance is doing 3 weeks to shredded and has gym workouts. Can I double down and do it with her? Since in my first month, it is only lists on my program. Yes, you can. You're crushing it. Down 8 pounds in the first 2 weeks on 3 weeks to shredded plus living lean. Did you start with living lean? Either way, that's awesome fucking results. Your fiance is doing it also. I love that. I love that you're in the household doing it together, supporting each other. It's dramatic retention rate on our goals when our family is involved and we're all doing it together, supporting each other. Can you train with her? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I would keep your training. I would pull it down just a little bit, follow her program, train with her. I think that's what you're saying. And I would train more in line with the weights that she's using than the weights that you could personally use. Why do I say that? Because the data that you input on your program showed us a very specific need for us to build up that aerobic base and start increasing you through a lower total BMI to get you in the position to start training at higher intensity rates. So we didn't want to start you, and that's part of the algorithm behind the system. As we understand you specifically and your needs, we're scaling you. If you're on the 12-week program, you'll see how that starts to change over the next 2, 4, 6, 8 weeks as you begin to scale. So we don't want you to overdo it, but you can definitely jump in there, train with her, and just put your ego at the door. Just start going through the ranges of motion with weight that you can handle completely in all exercises, all workouts. Wise Eats. Dolce, always a wise choice. Any advice for excessive gas, thinking it may be too much whey isolate or bananas? Yeah. So, well, you should know yourself if something disrupts your stomach. That's pretty easy for all of us to lock into. And every person, for whatever reason, has a different trigger food that you need to be aware of. The one thing that we always talk about is being mindful of what you eat and being aware of how you feel 15 minutes and 45 minutes later. Usually you'll see some telltale signs, and it should be pretty easy to zero in on a specific food or meal that had that type of trigger. Hey, Mike, any recovery tips for jujitsu cartilage injury? Go to a doctor, get a diagnosis, make sure that you don't have a tear, a fracture, something could be out of place. Get all that stuff looked at. All the time. Go to the doctor, get it looked at, get it diagnosed. The majority of time you're fine. But for the 1 in 100 times you think you should go, it turns out to be something serious. You'll be so thankful you had, because an injury, an unscripted injury, or an unattended injury can ruin your career. I know athletes that didn't get their knee looked. They tweaked their knee, they tweaked their hip, they tweaked their neck. They didn't get it looked at. They trained for 6 months, a year through it, and now they have serious issues, surgery issues, can never put a barbell on their back again issues. Had they looked at it early on and paid attention to it and started a prehab physical therapy protocol, they could probably still be scaling results. And this comes from me at 42 years old now, looking back saying, fuck, I should have gone for the doctor for that one. Should have got that looked at. Should have started stretching, in my mid-20s instead of my mid-30s. Sativa, in your expert opinion, which one is most likely, if not both, to cause kidney aches or some discomfort or sensitivity? Oh, Sativa, I wouldn't have any answer on that. I wouldn't be qualified to answer that and lead you in the right or wrong direction. I almost don't understand the question. If you're having some sort of kidney pain, where is that question again? Sorry. Kidney pain. If you're having any sort of kidney pain, go to your doctor. Vitamin D, creatine. I don't know. Just go to your doctor. Don't mess around. Don't mess around. Vic, hello, coach. I was wondering if you have ever heard of Artemis Dolgin, and if so, what do you think of him and his approach to diet and training? Thanks. I'm from Italy. I have heard of Artemis Dolgin only as a result of his profile on social media. I know he's a followed social media influencer in a fitness space, more on the aesthetic side of bodybuilding. That being said, he works hard, I'm sure. I know it's not difficult in their own way to be the fitness personalities, but I don't know much else about him as a person or a business person or anything else. Sativa in your answer that. Demean Damizi. Hey, Mike, your content is inspiring to me to become a nutritionist. What is the process to becoming a part of the Dolce staff? You can come to one of our certification events. Our next event is May 17th, 18th, and 19th in Belmar, New Jersey, the beautiful beach town of Belmar. We will be holding a 3-day certification event and nutrition conference in our facility. It's fucking awesome. We teach you everything you need to know about nutrition and dietetics at a college level, while also teaching you how to run and operate your own successful business that many individuals don't. We teach you about branding and about marketing, about communicating with the public in a manner that allows you to share the skills that you possess and the passion that you have to utilize those skills to help them. We teach you how to grow at a manner that suits you and your lifestyle, and to clearly identify the exact audience that you want to be working in, while understanding the audience that you may attract, which could be different. We break all of that down, but we go deep into the nutrition and dietetic side. We go into motivational interviewing. We cover the weight cut rehydration protocols of elite athletes. We hammer it. So that's a great first step. And of course, there's so much great information out there. Are you in school, or are you looking to get a bachelor's of science in something? It doesn't have to be nutrition, but that's an excellent route. Also, there's other certification programs on kinesiology and physiology that are well worth consideration, because you want a very wide view of the nutrition question. Rebel, I know you're a busy guy, Dolce. We'll make this Jersey trip happen for sure. Look forward to it. Crafty Veterans. Hey, Mike, at the end of my first week of 3 weeks of shredded, I'm 6'4", 214. Portions don't seem to be enough. Any suggestions? Crafty Veterans. Without knowing you, it's hard to say. You might be trying to feed the old you, where 3 weeks to shredded is trying to feed the new you. I can say the number one complaint we get on 3 weeks to shredded is there's so much food. Do I have to eat all this food? What if I'm not hungry for dessert as it's listed? Do I have to eat this right now? So I would be curious, without asking you to divulge your personal information, of what your starting point was and what your goals were in trying to move forward and accomplish. You can easily send an email inside your dashboard. Just click the contact button, and you can ask the team to take a look at your program. We might see that maybe you picked like the extreme weight loss option instead of a strength or muscle building option, or maybe your body weight instead of 215, you put in 115 as your body weight. That stuff happens from time to time. Trevor, hey, how do you feel about kettlebell training? I've seen some advertisements on Eric Leha's site. Eric is awesome. I have a whole line of kettlebells from 4 kg through 44 kg, all the way up. I use them almost every training session in some way. Johnny, how soon should I eat after doing fasted cardio? You can eat right away. Hey, Mike, just got back from the gym. Gains, baby. Kill a Bill. Kill a Bill. What's your view on Athlean X channel? I've seen it. I think Jeff does a great job in breaking down the proper movements of the body. I think he's very proficient in his ability to communicate the biomechanical execution of training exercises. I think he does a great job with that. He's got a great channel. And I know he gets shit on by a lot of people for like not building the perfect program for everybody, but that's not the way it goes. There's a personalized approach. So you can talk about concepts and principles, and here's individual exercises. It's like it's like kale. Okay. Or like Jeff will do a video on tricep extension. That's okay. That's good. Now, how does it fit into a bigger program for a specific individual? That's up to the individual. Started with what's up? Hit that Angel, hit that thumbs up. I appreciate that, Angel. Thank you. What's good, Mike? How are you doing? Viewing, I'm doing great. How are you, Tilson? Hey, Mike, what would it be disruptive if I swapped the sprouted grain toast with avocado for sprouted tortillas on the garden scramble? I'm a Texan with a taco addiction, lost 4 pounds on week 2 of living lean and 3 weeks to shred it. So without knowing what is it like to like, is it like calorie? Is it, 200 calories of toast for 200 calories of a tortilla? I wouldn't be mad at that. Is it like, 10 grams of carbs for toast and 40 grams of carbs for the same caloric content of tortilla? You got to make sure that they fit. Don't skew it too much. Ragnar, are there forearm exercises for the online program? I'm looking for some high intensity forearm training. That's a good question. There is forearm training in the style of exercises that we promote. We don't suggest you wear wraps or straps or sleeves, and in many cases, not even a belt. I don't wear a belt, as you can see on my videos. I don't use wrist wraps or wrist straps or knee wraps or knee sleeves or anything else. Very rarely do I even wear shoes. I try and train as naturally as possible with this human frame that I have been given. To grow the strength of your forearms and the musculature of your forearms comes in many ways through grabbing and hefting and holding. We have lots of kettlebell work. We have lots of dumbbell work. We have lots of barbell work. We have lots of pull-up work and push-up work and dipping work, all without that additional grip. So many of the exercises and nearly all of the exercises that we suggest are athletically inclined exercises. We're looking to train as many muscle groups as possible. Nearly every exercise, you're training your grip. And if you're intentional about your grip training, you will see massive growth and change to the forearms. And there's a few extra exercises that you can throw in there. I'm sure you can think of 1 or 2 yourself. Tilson, do you have a recommended brand of green tea? No, there's a lot of great brands. We'll get a few different good ones. We always look for it's labeled organic and non-GMO and fair trade certified. And, we're looking for the higher level ones. Tilson, tortillas are similar in calories, and then Ezekiel right on. Again, what's that promo code for 3 weeks to shred it? So you can go to the dolcediet.com right now, pick the 4-week or 12-week program and use promo code shredded. And I think it says affiliate code or promo code just above the purchase button. So promo code shredded, you'll save 20%. You can lose 21 pounds in 21 days or follow the same program that helps the world's greatest athletes do that. It's on your phone. It's on your tablet. It's on your laptop. It's accessible to you. It's so easy. Summer is coming. Summer's coming. You might as well jumpstart into something to get your fucking ass moving. We always suggest ours because we know it fucking works and it's great and it's healthy and all the good things and it's easy to use. If there's another one out there, feel free to use it. But guys and gals, get started. It's March 29th. It's almost April 1st. Come on. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to sit there a little longer, a couple weeks longer, and then what? And then what? Then your fucking Memorial Day is shot. Now you're looking at ruining July 4th because you got to get your shit together. Start making changes because it's not just about losing the fucking weight, losing the stupid weight. Then what? You got all this flabby skin. You still have like fucking, weak little baby body, skinny little baby body. you got to fucking harden that body up, and that's got to be spent time under tension, exercising a little bit, moving, eating better foods, blowing up those muscles, shrinking that body fat, letting the skin fucking snap back, tighten back, fucking, saran wrap around your new muscles. That takes some time. So just losing 10 pounds by the time you want people to see you, that's not enough. That's not enough. You got to get that 10 pounds off early so then you can fucking put on your lipstick and your makeup and your eyeliner and really, some of you, Ragnar Ponley probably does that. But you know what I'm saying? You need to get it ready early. It's too many people. They wait for the finish. They wait to start until the very last second, and then they're always playing catch up. And then if one things go wrong, it's doom and gloom, and that betrays the first principle of eliminating toxic situations. Stop poisoning yourself. You're poisoning yourself with bad decisions. Also doing good, Mike. I was wondering what you suggest breaking a fast before or post workout. I read a few studies that say autophagy is greatly improved overall while workouts fasted. I know. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Why do I say this? I say this because I know this, and I know that these clickbait words, they get so jammed into the pop sphere, pop fitness sphere. It dramatically changes the way people live their lives for this pursuit of what? Of autophagy. That sounds good. Ketosis. That sounds good. Just these, intermittent fasting. That sounds good, right? That must work. That's new. That sound rolls off the tongue well. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. So, training fasted. Now, here's something to think about. What's your goal of training? Is your goal autophagy? Is your goal making gains? Is your goal living long? Is your goal being fit, making gains, and living really long? Well, I don't understand how, this will have an impact on that. I read a few studies that say autophagy is greatly improved overall. And I'm not hating on you viewing. I'm just trying to use this to go a little wider for context. I was wondering, would you suggest breaking a fast before or post workout? Well, how long are we fasting? Like, let's talk about that, because that hung me up too. Are you on a 1 meal a day fast, a 6-hour fast, or I should say a 18-hour fast with a 6-hour fueling window? Or are you on that? Is that what you're telling me? That's what you're suggesting? And then you're going to go and start training for what reason again? For what reason again? That doesn't work. That doesn't work very well. You're not going to be able to do that for very long at very high levels. You're not going to make gains. You're slowly going to regress. You're going to fall off real quick. Body's going to shut down real quick. We're going to break down real quick. Real quick. Now, are you going to eat for just 6 hours and kind of not do a lot, do just a little bit of energy expenditure? Nothing glycolytic, no explosions. Come on now. No big bursts. Come on now. That's not going to not for too long anyway. You might kind of placebo it for a little bit, couple weeks, maybe if you can stick to it for a couple weeks without breaking it, then claiming that's actually working when it's not. You're constantly breaking, like our friends in the keto community always do. But they say keto. Most are not in ketosis and never been in ketosis and don't even follow a true ketogenic diet, but they claim ketosis anyway. Many people from the fasting community talk about that too, because they skip breakfast one day. They talk about how they follow intermittent. I follow intermittent fasting. Yeah, I skip breakfast a couple days a week. No, you ran out of donuts, motherfucker. You didn't skip breakfast. You just ran out of fucking donuts. You were running late, so you didn't stop at the bagel shop and get a fucking egg and cheese. That's not fucking intermittent fasting. And that's what happens. So I'm having a little fun with you viewing to offer context to that question. Normalize your life, normalize your eating, normalize your exercise. Steve, I'm a badass. Been judo for the last 10 years. I'm strong and quick. It's best you punks Shut the heck up and stay out of my way. Well, Steve, that's shitty trolling, Steve. You can do much better than that. A-Class, thanks for answering my question. You got it. Viewing, that was my same response. Right on. I knew it was. Knuckles, salve for my brother. I don't know what that means. Jazz Spool. Hey, Mike, is there any way you make your fighters weight cut methodology available either through your nutrition programs or other intermediary? Well, it depends. We do consulting all the time. So if you work with a high level fighter and you want to consult with us, you want us to help build the program and walk you through the step by step, we do that. You can reach out to me if you know how to get in touch with me. You can always send an email to support, but that usually comes from people who already have my phone number, and I step in and we do this all the time. Um, is that what you mean? Otherwise, I would suggest just for the general getting you 90% of the way there, go to thedolcediet.com and sign up for the 4-week of the 12-week online program, which includes our 3 weeks to shredded program. It's built, it is the exact same program the world's greatest athlete use to get in shape for weight class restricted sports. That's what we built it on. That's the IP behind it. That's everything is there. I mean, if you want to work with me personally, and talk to me and text me and show me and ask me, well, yeah, I can do that too, but it's going to be a lot more. It's going to be a lot more than a couple dollars at the dolcediet.com. And if you want to do that, then I'm happy to do that at a world class level for you too. Ted, isn't the recipe for health simple? Eat quality food, exercise regularly, get a good amount of sleep, don't overdo it, and minimize stress. A lot of people miss the stress. Stress is huge, 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 huge. But yes, Todd, you were on it. All right, guys and gals, this is an hour and 25 minutes. These are only supposed to be an hour, but I had such a good time talking to you. I'm going to bid you farewell. Thank you all for being here. If you like this video, if you like the content, if anything was helpful or useful, click the thumbs up button. Give us a thumbs up just so I know you appreciate some of it. And so hopefully YouTube knows that you like this channel. Hopefully they'll help recommend us and help this channel to grow. I believe it's supposed to help. Thank you for being here. I'm back every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every day I do a 1-hour Q&A on our Instagram channel at The Dolce Diet. That's more random in time. But every Friday on YouTube at 1 p.m. You can also check out the Mike Dolce Show podcast on iTunes. We are a top-rated health and fitness podcast. And those of you who want a personalized program, go to thedolcediet.com. Promo code shredded will give you 20% off today only. That's only for you guys. That's only for the live viewers and anyone who watches day one, who watches this video day one. That means you're the crew, right? That's you're our crew that gets here quick. And some of you guys show up later, and that's awesome. I'm not mad at you too. But I know a lot of you guys watch live and you look for this, and that's the 20% discount. And our normal discount that we give from time to time is 10%. And every so often I put out a 20% or so, and I get in trouble from the rest of the team for doing that. But I do that for you because I want to see you making gains, and I want to see you having an amazing summer, getting that summer body ready, summer body prep course. I think we covered it in the first 20 minutes of this video. We broke it down. We told you about the 3 weeks to shredded plan that's available at thedolcediet.com. I get that question all the time. Google helps quite a bit. And then all your questions here. I appreciate you guys. Have an amazing weekend, but I'll be seeing you on Instagram very soon. Until next time, boom.